Hey everybody, welcome back. So I packed this up over a year ago. This is just a simple put together meal using freeze-dried wholesalers food in my Wallaby Mylar bags. Today, we're going to cook it a year later and see how it turns out. Let's get into it. Alright folks, welcome back. So this is something I wanted to do when I packed this up. I don't remember if I did a video on it or not. I probably did towards the end. I packed this up. And I said a year ago we were going to open it up and test it. Well, it's been over a year. I packed this on 6/4/21. And this is basically freeze-dried wholesaler roast beef, brown rice, and carrots with some squash. So I put it all in the same bag. What we're going to try to do, even though there's different hydration times on this, what we're going to try to do is heat it all in this bag and see how it would taste in an emergency. The cool part about freeze-dried wholesalers is it's all individual ingredients. And they have, this is the roast beef I used, by the way. They do have this back in stock. So it's individual ingredients. So you decide what you want for a camp meal. It's not Mountain House telling you you're going to have biscuits and gravy or, you know, lasagna or whatever. It's you deciding what you want to put together. And yeah, this may not heat up very well in a bag, but it will definitely hydrate well any way you want to do it out of the bag. So we're going to try doing it in the bag and see how it works out. I have a stove nearby and I have a little pot here to heat up some water. So we're going to boil up some water and I'm just going to put this stuff in here. Now I know for a fact that the carrots and squash will hydrate quicker than the meat. But using hot water, hopefully everything will kind of work together. Now the rice in here is parboiled. It's brown rice and it's kind of parboiled. So a little bit of heat and that stuff will be perfect. So what we're going to do is I'm going to heat up my water and we're going to try this out, see how it works. So before we get heating this, I did want to show you what it looks like after a year in storage. Now 2 of those months that this was in storage, we're out here in the garage in the summer. So we're going to see just how well it held up. I'm going to use this Swedish mess kit here just to dump the stuff out and give you a look at it. You know? Okay. If you guys are interested, I got these Wallaby Mylar bags on sale now in the link down below. They've been a really, really good addition to my prepping and stockpiling gear. I did notice something here. I did put this in a separate bag, so that's awesome. This is probably our vegetables. Yeah, these are our vegetables. So what we're going to do? Let me make sure. I forget when I packed this because it was so long ago. Yeah, there we go. So there's your carrots and squash. Now what we're going to do is hydrate these separately because I know they're going to hydrate way, way quicker. So we're going to hydrate those separately. I did put an oxygen absorber in here. Wow, I'm just a mess today, aren't I? So we're going to do the meat, and that's all that's in there, just the brown rice. The meat and the brown rice in this bag, okay? And the vegetables in the smaller bag, and we're going to try it out. So let's light up the stove here, and I'm just going to put a random amount of water in here. Remember, you are going to be draining off water. This isn't like a Mountain House meal where you're going to be cooking it and it's going to be all done and all soaked up by the time it's done. You want to drain off the water. You're going to be putting extra water in here to make sure that that all gets in there and works out really well. So let's put it on here and light this guy up. There we go. Bring you back once we have some boiling water and we'll try and hydrate this stuff. Alright, so I'm pretty sure we're almost there with boiling water. One thing I am going to do is do the beef and the rice first because I know that will take longer. Then maybe even boil a little more water for the carrots and the squash. But we'll see how that works out. But the first thing we're going to do is, of course, hydrate the beef and the rice and see how that works. So let's give it a few more minutes and we'll see how it's doing. Alright, we are boiling. So I'm going to turn that off. There we go. Now again, I'm going to put this separate. We're going to do these after. We're going to do the beef and the rice in here first. I kind of want to get everything down at the bottom all together. Okay. You got your roast beef and your rice. That's awfully hot, so let's get a pair of gloves. All right. Don't know why I always seem to forget to pop a pair of gloves over here when I'm doing this stuff. Okay, so here we go. Loading that bag up. All right. That's probably just enough water to seal the other stuff in there too. But what I want to do is, because we're using steam in a way to heat this up, I want to seal that bag up right away, okay? Now these are gusseted on the bottom. These aren't hard to make stand up, so we're going to seal that bag up right away. And then, for these, we're just going to drop in what's left of the hot water and seal them up too and see how we go. So, bring you back in a few minutes when everything's hydrated and we will try it out, because I'm making a mess there, and see just how everything worked. Alright, so we got the vegetables out. They're all nice and soft and tender. I probably overhydrated the squash a little bit, but the carrots are perfect. So we're going to try those in a minute. Give me a minute here, and then we're going to try out the roast beef and the rice. Alright, so we've taken the water out of here, and we're just going to kind of dump that in there. And I did leave I always do that. I always leave these things in when I'm doing that. So let's taste this out and see. Rice looks good. Steak looks really good. Rice is perfect. It's even better because it came out, excuse my chewing, it came out really good for the flavor of the beef hydrating in it. Let's try out the beef now. Okay. There we go. Try a piece of that. Came out perfect. That's really amazing. For it to be that long, sitting in there, doesn't taste bad, doesn't taste funky, came out nice and soft. It's all hydrated and fresh. I'm moving it around so you can see that it's all soft and hydrated. That came out amazing. I probably had them in the bags for about 15, 20 minutes. Came out awesome, gotta say. Really impressed with this stuff. And the way you can make your own meals with it. That's what I love about it. I didn't have to do anything fancy with this. I simply just put it in there, put a couple of oxygen absorbers in, which of course I forgot to take out. I thought I took them all out. And it's good now, a year later, even after being stored in less than optimal conditions. Matter of fact, that was so good, I wanted another piece of it. Yeah, that's awesome. Their roast beef is really, really good, if you haven't tried their roast beef yet. So I guess I know what I'm having for lunch today, because that came out to be a really good meal. And where are you going to get a hearty meal like that from boil in the bag type company? You're not. You know, you can make yourself anything you want. And the roast beef is back in stock now, so make sure you check that out. I think if I do this again, what I'm going to try is in this separate bag with the beef and the rice, maybe I'll throw like half a bouillon cube in there. That would give it a little more flavor and a little more taste. The meat is awesome, and the rice did pick up a little bit of the flavor of the meat, but I'm still missing a little bit of salt, sodium, something like that. This stuff is very non-salt, plain, good for you. So definitely a cool little experiment. Something I packed a little over a year ago. Well, actually, a lot over a year ago now, because it's October. And it's still fresh and good as the day I packed it up. So anyway, that's the video for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. His link will be down below if you're interested in getting some of this really good roast beef, along with tons of other stuff. They have everything from chicken to pork to filet mignon to vegetables you can't even imagine, couscous, rice, everything freeze-dried, along with freeze-dried desserts. We saw some of those earlier when I did videos on it. So definitely check it out. His link will save you, my link will save you 15% in his store. So definitely check him out there below. Well, that's our Amazon affiliate store. All the stuff that I use in the channel, I have in there if you're interested in checking it out, like the stoves, the knives, everything like that. So definitely check out the Amazon affiliate store. And below that is our My Patriot Supply link. That's preparewithiridium.com, preparewithiridium.com. You will save $250 this month off a 3-month food kit. So if you've got nothing and you're thinking about getting stocked up and started, that's a good way to kickstart your preparedness. They also have the 4-week kit that also has a sale going on it, so that's a good way to do it a little more affordably. And below that is our Thrive Life freeze-dried food store. Anyway, folks, thank you for joining me today. Have a great Sunday. Stay safe and stay prepared.